Hello everyone watching Robbie and Sims's video channel. This is Robbie and Sims's dad and Sims.
Turn light on.
I look very dark, but that's okay because I don't look very good in the light anyway. Oh, now there's some light. Okay. So, what are we going to talk about today then? Well, I'm not really sure. I think we'll start off talking about classic video games.
Oh yeah,
and why they were so much better than today's video games.
Well, like Donkey Kong Centipede.
That's Robbie and Sims in the background talking about Donkey Kong and Centipede. I remember the very, very first video game, which was Pong.
Oh yeah.
Which if you saw today, you'd think, what on earth is that? All it is two lines and a dot that was a ball. And you played it a bit like tennis, but with no net.
Oh.
And just tried to hit the ball back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And at the time, this was thought amazing. Amazing, truly amazing.
Oh, well, what about Donkey Kong?
Well, Donkey Kong came a fair bit later. The next video game I really remember after the various versions of Pong, the football Pong, the hockey Pong, the breakout type Pong.
Like Super Breakout and Breakout?
Like Super Breakout and Breakout was Space Invaders.
Huh.
Deep, 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 deep. Brrr. Space Invaders was great, and that was the first game that I spent loads and loads of time and loads of money on.
And he was very good.
And I got quite good at Space Invaders.
And Galaga.
Well, Galaga came later. Space Invaders was when I was about 12, I remember playing. But the stand-up version of Space Invaders, not the version 2, which had some colours. Now, in those days, colours, all they were strips of colour put across the screen.
Oh, yeah.
The actual things on the screen weren't coloured. They couldn't do that in those days. And then after Space Invaders, the video games got different and more complex, but still the same basic ideas. And then we got things like platform games, like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, Donkey Kong throws barrels.
Donkey Kong Jr. and different games like Pac-Man.
Yeah.
And Frogger. Frogger was always a favourite.
Yeah. A Centipede.
And Centipede. And Golf I quite like.
Oh, Golf, yeah.
Prepare to die, Space Cadet.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Prepare
that.
to die, Space Captain.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I ever got further than Space Captain.
No.
I wasn't very good at golf.
No.
And Asteroids, of course.
Oh,
and Lunar Lander was a great one.
Oh, what's Lunar Lander?
Well, Lunar Lander was when you had to land a little spaceship on the moon. And it was coming down, and then you had to use the thruster to slow its descent and land on nice flat ground. Mm-hmm. And the harder the difficulty, the more points you got, and then you had to land it again. And Asteroids, of course, just very, very simple shapes, just a little triangle. She twirled around and shot the big rocks, which then turned into little rocks. And that was basically it, actually. And then came things like Defender, which I was never very good at, and Scramble, which was when you have a helicopter going through caverns and tunnels and you blow things up on the way.
Well,
and I was a lot better at Scramble. Scramble was probably the last game I was actually... Well, no, after Scramble came Galaga. I was good at Galaga. I was pretty good at Scramble. But Galaga was the last video game that I was actually pretty good at. But it was the last sort of gasp of the arcades, because at the time of Galaga, a few years before the arcade, a lot of the games came onto the Atari, first of all, and then obviously a few years later the NES came out, and really arcade games, they had a few more iterations with the shooters, what was the game? The Something Dead, the Something of the Dead, and various ones like that. And obviously the racing games are still quite popular. But yeah, the golden age of arcade games,
Oh yeah, and
which is currently in that film Pixels.
oh yeah, and just one thing, there wasn't a video game that wasn't in the arcade called Five Nights at Freddy's, and I kind of remember it was a French fries video game. It wasn't in the arcade though. It wasn't. It wasn't in the arcade.
No. So that's all the arcade games, and now I play things that are a lot slower.
Yeah.
Much
Slow.
slower.
Like.
Well, like various things that are out today, but nothing major.
Okay.
Anyway, that's it for this video.
I'll
Just a little ramble about the golden age of arcade games
Yeah.
for Robbie and Sims's channel.
Yeah. I want
This is Dad and Sims signing off.
Stop recording.